It's a delight to have you join us this morning on Global Morning, reaching you live and direct from the nation's capital, Abuja, Nigeria. My name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and of course, I'm being joined by my colleague, Priscilla.
Good morning, Ramsey.
Good morning. How was your rest?
Okay, it was fine.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, like I always say, it's a bright day, and for every bright day, there are things that we need to do to sustain the brightness, and that's one of the things we're bringing your way right here. So, as it is right now, the atmosphere, this morning, I noticed something different from yesterday.
Okay.
I think I had a brighter day today compared to yesterday because while I was on the road to the office, I was like, everywhere is bright. I look at my time, and it was just.
Okay, you mean we're having a longer day and shorter night,
maybe just
according to the geography?
Maybe just for yesterday.
Oh, great.
I'm sure you didn't notice it.
Well, I think so too, but not exactly. I think for yesterday, it was, for me, this morning was a bit darker. So could it be our lenses are different?
Well, it's possible. Maybe it depends on how you woke up and when you woke up and all of that. Because maybe the brighter day must have passed.
I left my house 6:30.
6:30.
Yes, let's say 6:20, 6:20.
Oh, that was late already.
Yeah, I left my house 6:20.
No.
And coming and same thing with yesterday. I think it's almost the same. So for me, maybe it's the mood.
No, the earlier. Like those of us who wake up 4 o'clock, get ready. Before 6 o'clock, you leave the house. So at that time, places are still dark.
Okay.
Before, even if you leave the house 6 on the dot, or maybe a minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes past 6, you discover that places are still dark. But all the same, I think this year seems to be moving very fast. Today is 10th already.
Yeah.
Just like a joke, and this is February.
And then
what's your plan? I'm asking everyone, what's your plan? What are you planning?
What is your Valentine?
What's your Valentine? Who is your Val?
No, let's start with you.
Do people really celebrate Val these days?
Well, I think people still do. Yes, people.
Do they celebrate it or they just mark it?
The good thing about this Valentine is that this year's Valentine is falling on a Saturday, where lots of people have their weddings, collide with the Saturday Valentine. So a lot of people are going to get married on Valentine's Day this year, and then they would mark Valentine's Day on their anniversary. So for me, though,
that's so sweet. My God.
I don't think it's something I like though, because I mean you're you're depriving me of one extra celebration. So if you merge both of them in one day,
it's a double celebration.
Yes, but
it makes it unique.
Well, it does.
It makes it unique. It's like, okay, this is to confirm that we are really in love. So our wedding fell on a love day.
Yeah, it's unique though. Yes, I agree with the fact that it's unique. But for someone like me that likes to celebrate now and every time again,
No.
I think I would like to have different days.
Women's celebration doesn't have a time frame.
Okay.
You can wake up tomorrow and you hear that it's World Women's Day.
No, I'm not talking about just women's day. I'm talking about love, celebration of love. So it means that anyone that marks their wedding on this Valentine Day would only get to celebrate once their love day once. Although they say love is every day, Valentine is every day. Should be celebrated every day, right? So it doesn't matter where you go married.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
But then we know how these men are. We know how our men are.
Must you wait until it's 14th before you celebrate love? Must you wait until it's 14? All the taxing, all the buy this on where you are coming, all this buy shawarma when you are coming, buy ice cream when you are coming. They are part of the celebration.
Oh, I see.
All the peck on the cheek, all the yori, they are part of the celebration. So you don't really wait until it's 14th of February before you celebrate love. People actually misplace that. Just like people who eat rice only on Sundays. I don't know if it is still happening. But I remember in the day, some people feel, Sunday is just for rice. Yeah. Sunday is just for rice. Christmas Day is for rice and chicken and meat and all of that.
Do you eat swallow on Sunday?
on Sunday. I don't even know. What I do is, whatever I see, I eat.
Okay. So there's this controversy about Valentine, being that women are majorly the ones that get to receive gifts. Do you think that is true? Have you ever received a Valentine gift?
Is it only on Valentine?
No, Valentine's Day. They say women get men only boxers.
No, if you are saying that is an understatement, how will you say it's only women? It's not only on Valentine. Okay. Generally in life, it's only women that get gifts. Men get, but it's just small.
We get boxers and singlets.
She had just said it. I didn't even say it.
Women get their men cars now. Women get their men, generators. They get their men batteries.
I thank God for
they get their
women
men car
of these
tires.
days. Yes,
I'm inspiring women. You can get your man.
Some women do, not all women.
So the narrative is changing. Women spend on their men now. It's not like those days where women are only confined to the kitchen and the house, the bedroom, and all of that. No, right now women are making impacts, and it's really showing in the way they gift during Valentine's, during birthdays, name it. So just stop it. Right?
But the truth is this: I think we need to be very factual with this. As you go to the office today, don't wait until it's 14. When we talk about gift, the way you greet people, your kindness is a gift. That little smile is a gift.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is, your colleague probably, you just say, okay, can I take you out? You mustn't be dating someone before you take the person out. Forget about the narrative that people may see us and they will suspect and all of that. I think if you want to really listen to what people will say about you, you won't do nothing.
I want to ask what you think about females having male besties and males having female besties aside their supposed dates or spouses.
My perception about it.
What's your perception about besties?
This is it. Number one, all right, I don't like generalizing. Because for every action, there is a reaction. People do things with different motives. There are people, I've had a cousin who is a sanguine. If you even see me and her, in fact, if you see her with anyone, you think they are dating. But we know her very well. And if you stay with her like 2-3 times, you know that this one is pure sanguine. You understand? So for people like that, it's a different ball game. But then, you don't need to get yourself into what you cannot control.
Okay.
For instance, what enters your ears constantly have a way of having influence in you or having impact on you.
Yes.
What you see all the time have a way of getting into you. So whatever you can't control, you don't need to do it. We've had situations in the name of bestie, and it has led to so many other things. So you don't do what everybody is doing because you are somebody and not everybody. So
you're saying there are human beings that...
It differs. It depends on the individual, Like, let's take for instance, as some people are going to work today, by the time they branch an eatery to get their breakfast, there are 1 or 2 persons in their office that they may decide to get for. All right? Not because there is any attachment, but some people feel, oh, this person, my salary is way more than this person's salary. And what if I do this? It's a little act of kindness. Okay. But by the time it continues, maybe the person to whom this kindness is being rendered may misinterpret it. But then it is better to draw the line. I am doing this because of this. It may not be all the time, maybe once in a while. So all these things depends on the individual, because the way I think is different from the way you think. All right. But then, for me,
especially in the context of marriage and close relationships, you see, bestie thing has really ruined lots of relationships.
So many.
Yes.
So many.
It doesn't matter. You might be cool with it.
Especially when there's problem of trust.
Yes, you might be cool with it, right? As the individual, you might be someone that is, sociable and all of that. But how about your partner? I mean, it's a relationship, and as long as you're willing to do this with someone, something called a relationship, you should, factor their own personality personality. You should factor their, you shouldn't hurt them. You should factor their feelings into the whole thing. So if it's something that other party is cool with, and clear boundaries need to be drawn, right? You cannot say you're having a bestie and you are always on the phone with that person in the name of we are just friends. Do you understand? You should draw boundaries. You should know that there is a limited time amount, there's a limited time that you can give to this person that wouldn't seem fishy, that wouldn't seem, not okay in the eyes of not just your partner, but other people. So when people start pointing fingers, it's already a red flag. It doesn't matter what you are doing. It doesn't matter whether you're clean. It doesn't matter whether you don't have ulterior motives. What matters is, I know that, yes, people would talk and all of that, but you are in a relationship with someone. You should value their feelings. Except, of course, the person says, no, I'm cool. Do you understand?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Except, of course, the person says,
cool,
no, it doesn't really matter.
Can I tell you something?
But when the person is constantly, doubting you, when the person is constantly put on that spot where they have to question you, then I think it becomes a big problem.
Yes, like what you're saying now is very true. A colleague of mine somewhere, all right, before, a colleague of mine had told me how the fiancé, just because the fiancé knows her very well, okay, and there are certain things he wouldn't want her to do, especially when he's away. So what are we trying to say? First of all, you study the kind of person you are in relationship with. If you are at free time, there is something they call open relationship. I don't know. I don't know, but I hear it these days.
Nothing like that. There is a thing, but it's
some people will tell you I'm in an open relationship. They jump from
There's
one.
There's an open marriage.
Is there open marriage?
Yes, there is open marriage. so this means that.
So what makes it open?
It's open because you guys are free to do anything you want to do.
Does it happen in Nigeria?
I think so.
In Nigeria?
Yes, it does happen.
I'm just hearing this.
It does happen. There's a thing called open marriage.
Wow, this is an enlightenment for me. I know a lot of people are just hearing
this.
You're
free to just do anything.
So why did you get into the marriage just because you needed a man to answer his name?
Yes, some people do it. Some people get into that marriage and eventually they notice that, I don't think we're vibing. So can we just be free?
But why during courtship you didn't notice that until you get into the marriage because they love the guy. Maybe the guy is cool. They want to be working with the guy. Oh, this is our husband, man. This guy is cool.
Exactly.
But they want somebody else that can do other things.
It's not somebody else. Every other person.
Oh my God!
It's not.
Well, I think we need to close this chapter. we just finished. This is a societal issue, and on global television, what we do is we ensure we touch all angles. Touch all areas. This is human angle to our discussion.
In the spirit of Valentine.
In the spirit of Valentine.
In the spirit of Valentine.
This Saturday. This Saturday.
Yes, it's just few days away.
All right. So this is a prelude to Valentine. Let's get. You still want to talk more about that?
No,
you seem to like love and relationships so much.
No, the thing is, I just wanted to add that a lot of people don't even know where Valentine emanated from, the origin of Valentine.
Saint Valentine.
Yes. So people celebrate it and mis-celebrate it. It's not.
Their own is love.
No. It's more of kindness, right? Because we have so killed the word love in our generation. Right? We don't even know what love is. Love is kindness. Showing someone that I care about you genuinely. Whether you get something from it or you don't get something.
You're reminding me of a song. My love is kind.
Wow, interesting.
Love is so patient. All right.
Okay, so love is kindness. And whatever you do this season of Valentine,
and love is also patience.
Factor in, exactly.
Or else you run out of it.
Love is patience. Love is kindness. Love is long-suffering, like they say. But we don't, this generation.
Jay-Z does not like that word.
We don't want
add
it.
The long-suffering. Don't add that. Jay-Z doesn't like to hear that.
That is what love is. So as you're celebrating the Valentine, remember that it's a season to show someone that I will be patient with you regardless. I will stand by you regardless. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to hold you through the thick and thin. I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you all the support you need. I'm going to be a better person.
Preach it.
That is what love is. So don't go and, don't water down Valentine to, just receiving gifts or being entitled to someone's money. No, that's not what Valentine is about. Valentine is a season where you have a responsibility to also give in your little way, right? Gifts are all kinds of forms of showing kindness. So, of course, you express yourself with that gift.
So, in other words, this is where we will end the love. Is it a seed or something? Well, it's very important. I think don't be at the receiving end all the time. Somebody is giving you a gift all the time. Try one day to also give the person a gift. It helps a relationship. It keeps a marriage. All right. So don't always be at the receiving ends. My gentle Gen Z friends, I'm speaking to you, not just Gen Z, because there are people that don't do that. They always want to be receiving, but I'm not even comfortable when I'm always at the receiving end, because one, I feel maybe cheap. Somebody's like trying to get into me, taking advantage of me or something. I should also be able to reciprocate. It must not be something big. Now, having said all of that about Valentine and trying to condition your heart as you go to your offices this very beautiful Tuesday morning, so that you can be relaxed and do whatever you want to do. Think well. This one that we've said now will make you think well. Do you know that there is a good news right now? 3,500 SMEs about to get free registration.
I saw
no hassles.
What's the criteria, please?
Well, I think we need to find that out. It has to be an SME. All right, it's for small business owners. You need to do that registration. I even tell people, if you're a makeup artist, if you have a barbering salon, all right, whatever you have, no matter how small, even if you're a social media manager, have a registered business, yeah. All right, so that you can be under that umbrella and do whatever you want to do. This, I feel, is in a bid to boost the economy of the country, because a lot of people, I know of people that have been trying to register their company. They don't know how to go about it. They don't even know how they can get a lawyer to help them do that. They don't even know that online they can even do this without giving anyone a penny. So with this one now, I think it's an eye-opener. Go to CAC website. Ask questions if you have a business. It's very important, all right? Because if you delay, somebody else may go ahead, all right, and register that name that you have. Because a lot of people, there is something they call name check. You first of all submit a number of names, maybe 2, 3 or so. Then they will check. If nobody has that name, then you have it. They might even give you suggestions and all of that. So I think CAC is what they're about doing is laudable. For me, it is good. It's giving someone direction. It's encouraging SMEs. If with this, first of all, you can't even get a loan. All right. In some places, if you don't have a registered company, sure, there are some loans that you can't apply for. There are some persons that you can't even, me personally, Ramsey, you can't pitch your business to me when you don't have a registered company. All right. Absolutely. Even if it is akara you're frying. Mm-hmm. I like that part. See, yeah, I'm telling you the truth. People don't know. Who says akara is a small business? It's not a small business. People build houses from it. Akara is so whatever you're doing, get it registered, make it official. People will respect you the more. Mm-hmm. What if, let me just say this now before you come in. We're talking about akara now. What if you get to one place where they are frying akara and you see the person frying the akara with correct apron? Yes, you know, everywhere is neat. It's not all this one they put on the tray and just leave fly. Everything flying about. You cover it, you maintain it. People sit there, they eat, take pap, and go their way. You make a lot of money. There's an akara joint I used to know then in school. It's called Akara Deluxe. Akara, can you imagine? Akara Deluxe. It was so that's packaged. What I was saying. I mean, beautiful. The packaging. You life is about packaging. And you know that this akara I'm eating is not the normal akara. Your spirit will tell you that you're not paying 100 naira for one akara. That is premium. That is premium akara. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, right? If you know how to package yourself. Packaging. And not just package, you need to know what you're doing, because there's a thing with the youth of nowadays, you just want to package and there's no content
Do you understand? You're not deep.
You're taking on Gen-Z
deeply
today.
rooted in what you are doing. There was a research yesterday. I don't know how true it is, but one of those researchers came online to say that every generation, the real CEO is when you pay your tax you get. So it's not about claiming I'm a CEO.
Don't worry, we'll throw more light on this tax thing very soon.
But then, get yourself registered, get yourself deeply rooted in the knowledge of whatever it is you are doing. It's not just about coming out to say, I am this, I am a designer, I am a web developer, I am this and that. No, how well do you know what you're doing? You need to be you need to be able to consult people. Get yourself to that consulting realm of whatever it is you're doing, so that you will stand out. That would show that you are really deep rooted in whatever it is you're doing. So, in line with what my colleague here actually is saying, get yourself registered, get yourself the knowledge you need, and of course, these are powerful things that will take us and make us great leaders of tomorrow indeed. Yeah.
All right.
And let's talk about you want to do something? I wanted to just highlight on the protest yesterday.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. The emergency meeting of the Senate today. Nigerians are going to wait for the outcome. Yeah. But the protest is still going to continue today.
Yes,
because even civil society organizations, Kike Loma Okere was there yesterday for Global TV. Even civil society organizations yesterday in their meeting, everyone is hammering. What is the intention? Why the removal? Why it was outright? It was an outright rejection, and it was too obvious.
One of the arguments,
there's something hidden.
One of the arguments was that network problems in the rural communities. But then somebody came up, I think I saw lots of videos circulating, this Soking guy that has been arrested over time. I saw one of his videos circulating on social media with him saying, we have bandits in rural communities that use technology, they use networks. If they are able to use networks in the villages there and collect ransom, why would you say that INEC is not able to use network and transmit?
If we want to have network, we can have network.
I'm telling you.
So if we want to have
talking
network,
about network as if we're in 19.
We have what it takes to have network. There is a way they can even program it. We can do it. There is a way they can even program it that wherever you go with that thing, it will get network. Wherever
we have 5G right now.
We have 5G.
5G right now. What would it take them right now?
They can even run fiber. They can even run fiber in every interior places in Nigeria.
So what is making us look as if we're dumb?
Some people know the implication of having internet in some communities, and they know the implication how it's going to affect them.
There is still internet in communities. We have villages, we have local communities, and bandits demanding for ransom. How do they get?
And we
see them doing TikTok videos in the bushes.
In the bushes.
In the bushes. So why are we talking about network in 2026? Stroke 2027.
This is 2026 here. So I don't know. But then NLC is ready. Civil society organizations are ready. Nigerians are ready. I don't know how ready the Senate are. The Senate is. I don't know how ready they are. But then there is going to be an emergency meeting today. They will sit today. There's going to be an emergency sitting today, Tuesday, instead of Wednesday. Maybe we'll hear something different. I think Akpabio came to say, well, we didn't reject it. Even some minorities came and were saying so many things, because ordinarily, I think if you can't beat them, you join them.
I like the fact that Nigerians' democracy is working. Nigerians are more aware, and right now they know that it is not business as usual. You have done it in the past. You've done it in 2019 elections.
Can I tell you something?
2023 elections. Nigerians are ready this time around.
Can I
it
tell
is
you
clear.
something?
It's visible to the blind.
If care is not taken, there will be a lot of shockers in 2027 elections. If care is not taken, there will. We know. See, with what happened in 2023, nobody saw it coming.
Nobody
saw it coming. So 2027, nobody know what is going to happen.
It's already clear. The signs are there.
Well,
so
let's just keep our fingers crossed. We are here. Sure, we are here. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. But National Assembly, the people are crying. You are representing people. You are not there on your own. So we need to listen to the people. I don't know what this is going to come out of the sitting today, but on the whole, whatever happened, whatever it is, let it be in the interest of the people you are representing at the National Assembly. All right. We'll take a quick break at this point. We'll bring you inspirationals, and after inspirationals, of course, we'll bring you the headlines from the national dailies today.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debates, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from, where you are listening from right now. My name is Ramsey. Let's talk a little bit. You know, a lot of people think the way they want to think because everyone is entitled to their decision. Everyone is entitled to how they think. But then you have the right to think in a particular way. But then there is something I want us to consider today, inspiring ourselves, encouraging ourselves. What we are trying to achieve here is to set someone on track, give someone hope, restore someone's belief and faith in himself, in herself. What are we saying? There are things that you don't need to procrastinate about, that you need to start now. From where you are, using what you have, doing what you can, because nobody, all right, would want to have it all before they get started. If you're waiting for when you have it all before you get started, then it is a problem. So now, I want to ask a question. Let me ask you a question. How many dreams have died because someone was waiting for the perfect moment? How many dreams do you think have died? Even you who is listening, who is watching right now, how many of your dreams, how many of your plans have died because you were waiting for the perfect moment? Some will say, I will start when I have the money. Some will say, I will begin when I have the right equipment. Some said, I will take the first step when everything is in place. But when is going to be the time that everything will be in place? These are the questions we should be asking ourselves. But let me tell you something. The truth is this: there will never be a perfect time. The perfect time is now. All right? Arthur Ashe, the legendary tennis champion, once said, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. He didn't have the fanciest equipment. He didn't train in the best facility, but he had willpower and courage to start whatever he had. You see, greatness doesn't just wait for the perfect time. It doesn't care about perfection. It grows through progress. Every successful person you admire today started small. The difference between them and others isn't the talent, all right? It's the action, the move. Don't despise your humble beginning. Don't mind what people are saying, because people will say so many things about you. Whatever. Someone said his name is whatever. Whatever you do, whatever you say, people must talk about it, whether positive or negative. If you're doing well, people will still criticize you, because some persons will say, oh, because of his affluence, he's behaving like this. If you don't have, some people would still say, where is he looking at? Can't he see his mates? Can't he see what his colleagues are doing? The small things that you are doing in a big way one day will generate you income that you don't even expect. The bottom line is this: you need to tell yourself and say, enough is enough. I've tarried too long in this place, in this position, all right, in this thinking. You know, it's a process. It's a process. Success is a process. First of all, you need to conceive it in your heart. Then secondly, it needs to get into your head. Have it in your head, or else it will never get into your hand. Number one, it needs to be in your heart, in your head, and in your hand. I call it the triple H. The triple H principle says it must get conceived in your heart first, keep ringing in your head, then it will enter your hand one day. But a lot needs to be doing. It's a process, just like the seed. The seed doesn't grow in just one day. It went through a lot of processes. The gold you see today don't just come out shiny, but then it went through a refining process, a heating process with fire, serious fire. The gold is being heated in serious fire before it's become what it is today. So whatever you're doing, that dream that you have, begin to do something about it. Begin to mix up with people who are going your direction, people who have your kind of dream achieved already, because that thing you're thinking, somebody already has gone ahead to do it. So you don't need to just sit down and be thinking, be procrastinating. The economy is not favorable. Nigeria, this is the country. If I was abroad, well, let me tell you the truth. It's not all about your location. It's not all about your destination, even though these factors play particular roles in your success, in your growth, in your achievement. But you don't need to capitalize on it. All right, and hold yourself back, because by the time you're holding yourself back, someone somewhere is already overtaking you, because the person believed in his or her dream and decided to make a move, despite the fact that they are not seeing the staircase, but they believe that their leg will land somewhere. All right. Risk taking is very important, but then if you want to take risk, let it be a calculated risk. Not the risk that will destroy you or claim your life. Any risk you're taking, it should be a calculated risk. If I do this, this is what is going to happen. If I do it this way, this is what is going to happen. But at the end of the day, this is where I am going to land, good or bad. That's how to take risk. You don't just take risk randomly and say, well, whatever wants to happen should happen. You should know that this thing that I want to do is two ways. It's either it happens this way or it happens the other way. But those two ways should be something that you should be able to survive, not that kind of risk that will end you in jail. Then that dream is already dead on arrival. That vision is dead on arrival. So if you want to take risk in as much as risk taking is part of the game, you need to be calculative. You need to put your sense together. All right. And you just need to know that every expert was once a beginner. Everyone started from somewhere, and they are where they are today. It's so beautiful talking with you. It's so nice talking with you in this aspect. A lot of people tell themselves, this is what I want to do. They start and they stop halfway. Some persons start and one thing comes up and they abandon that and rush on the other thing. But the bottom line is this: whatever you want to do, whatever it is you're doing, you should believe in yourself that you are a great man, you are a great woman. But then you need to put God at the center of everything that you do, whatever it is. Allah, okay, is supposed to be in charge. and everything you want to do. Don't succeed at the detriment of the other person, because nemesis will not allow that success see the light of day. You might be successful today, but how long is that success going to be sustained? Will you be able to sustain it because you did it on a very faulty foundation? A house built on a faulty foundation never lasts. We heard of building collapse at different times. How did it end? Because the foundation was faulty. So your success in life, your achievement in life should be on a very solid foundation without you stepping on toes. It's not necessary, okay? Because the plan that God has for you is of good. So do your best and try everything that you can and get started now. Get started now. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, December, you should be able to sit down and say, yes, this is what I have done. This is what I have achieved. All right. It might not be 100%, but at least 75, 80, 85, 90 is still a very good one. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful time. I want to see you at the other side of success so that we can celebrate together, because the world is waiting for you to manifest your success. Thank you.
A great inspiration for you to start your day with. Right now, we dive straight to the newspaper review segment, and we're starting off with the Vanguard newspaper. First story: 9 worshippers abducted during night vigil in Benue Catholic Church. Wow, is this well, sad one there. CBN NCC proposed 30 minutes timeline for refund of failed airtime purchase. I think this is much needed. Please, 30 minutes timeline for refund of failed airtime. I think it has happened to me. I try to, most times when you dial this USSD to purchase directly from your bank account, you get debited and then you don't get to see the money you paid for. So this is timely. And we'll go to the next story. Mandatory terrorism, economic hindrances we must overcome. That's coming from our dear President Tinubu. Details on page 9. U.S. intervention in Nigeria, a blessing. And that's coming from Remi Tinubu. Okay. So to the Star story. Electoral Act. Senate open to criticism. Will resolve issues today. And that's coming from the Senate spokesman. So they are saying that they are open to criticism. This is true democracy.
Is this criticism? Because what is happening right now, is it criticism? It's a bill that was rejected.
Well, this is criticism from Nigerians.
Okay, Nigerians are criticizing.
They're criticizing our leaders. That is the House of the Senate. So this is criticism, if you ask me. And I'm glad that they are saying here that they are open to criticism. This signifies that democracy is working. There are a few writers to that story. The first is protests rock NAS over e-transmission of results. Obi joins protest, says Nigerians don't want glitch again. NGE Abakoba Ame MCE fix politics, others speak. CSO demands real-time results. downloadable voters card. Another thing we'll talk about soon is voters card. The process of getting voters card in Nigeria is too archaic.
Well,
we have gone past going
the
to
issue
register.
of you need to go to where you register, travel. A lot of people didn't vote in 2023 and 2015 because they had to travel to where they register to get their voters card.
I think there's a means of transferring now online, but even with that, the process is still difficult.
No, the process, was it not here on the program that the APC youth leader for FCT was saying that, well,
he transferred
his voters card and he has not gotten it.
Till now.
And people who registered cannot even get their voters card, and this election is around the corner.
Those are the things. So when we're done talking about transmission of results, we'll start talking about the PVCs itself, because that's the ticket to voting. There's a picture story. Protesters at the National Assembly. It was a very interesting one yesterday at the National Assembly, and they are saying that they are continuing the protest.
The protest is going to continue today. If you watch that protest yesterday, you can see that Peter Obi was in that protest, Aisha Yusufu was in that protest, Enne was in that protest, as a matter of fact. And of course, a lot of people came out. Peters Peters, I don't know what his name. He was also in that protest. And a lot of people have added their voice. NLC is in tune, civil society organization. So I don't think there is a going back as far as Nigerians are concerned right now.
Well, I think it's a genuine cause. And if you were part of 2023 elections, you would know why people are really opposing this motion. Well,
all right, let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what will happen. Well, newspaper review is still on.
Okay, so let's go to the next story. That is on Sanwo-Olu flags off health safety initiative for 10,000 Lagos drivers. Okay, you want to find out more details by reading page 15 of the Vanguard newspaper. On page 7, it says, children chant "Our communities are home" as Lagos lawmakers visit Makoko. Okay, I don't know why they were chanting. Was it positive? We'll find out on page 7.
If you see a chant like that, especially in places like Lagos, something is about happening. You know, the recent demolition has caused a lot of things. So Makoko is one area. Is it Makoko or Magodo? Makoko, okay. Well, let's just watch and see. If you want to get details, just pick a copy of the Vanguard and see what it is.
Okay, so the next story, Nigeria will continue borrowing to fund 25.91 trillion naira budget deficit. That's coming from our Senate. I hope it's a deficit that they are funding, not anybody's pocket. Because do you know that a lot of people don't trust? A lot of people don't trust government anymore. You know why? Because I don't know, but some people do. But a lot of people feel, well, whatever, if they are saying something, you need to see it before you are sure. Yeah.
And that's why we always tell people in government offices to make sure there are signs, there are evidences. Evidence is the end of argument. If you are seeing the evidences of the things you are doing as a senator, as a House of Rep member, as even someone who is a councillor at the council ward, all right, if people are seeing what you are doing, you don't need to struggle to even campaign.
That is it.
All right, but the problem is that what we are hearing is different from what the actions that is on ground.
You just keep hearing monies flying left, right, center, and then where is the money going to?
That's the question.
So next story, Rivers crisis. Another interesting one here. Fubara Wike meet Tinubu in Abuja. Again. You find details on page 14.
Well, I think I don't know, but then the crisis in Rivers State, you know, Fubara and Wike have met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu before. In fact, since the emergency rule in Rivers State, Rivers has not remained the same. A lot of, should I call it kata or something? You know, the impeachment bid, the intervention of the president, the intervention of APC leaders, the decamping to APC in the first place. Someone would think that with all of these, this problem should be laid to rest at this point in time. But what we are seeing is different from what is happening. So it's a big problem. But then, This one now, let's see what will come out of this meeting. Any meeting with the president, you know that it's a big meeting.
Any meeting with the president right now is towards 2027. That's what
Are you saying? Okay. Priscilla is saying any meeting with the president now is towards 2027. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Page 14 is where you see that detail. Suspension. A court dismisses Natasha's case. Says Senate acted within its power. That is detail on page 13. I'm following Natasha on Facebook.
Okay, you're following Natasha on Facebook.
Yes, I've been seeing her making. She has been making jubilation posts between the last 2 days.
Yes.
So it means that she's been favored in all of this.
The truth is, Natasha has not been worried since this problem started. If you watch her, she has been vocal, all right, and of course, she had been, even when she was under suspension, when she was on suspension, she was still carrying out her constituency project. She was still on with her constituency project. Even when the case was in court and everything. Even when they said she's been called back, she went to her office, even though some things were done before she sat down on her seat. I don't want to go there. That's not what we're talking about now. But the truth is, the Senate president, after that message in church on New Year Day, he has said, well, I am withdrawing. He told his men, withdraw every case in case anyone. So I was even wondering where the issue of Natasha came up again, one of the court cases. But it's so good that she has been forgiven everything. Let's move forward.
Well, right? I think let's move forward as a nation. In all of this, there is a lesson to be learned, and one of it is, it's good to speak out. Do not die in silence. No matter how the whole thing turned out. I like the fact that she was vocal about whatever predicament it is that she was going through. And it would serve as a message, a strong message, a message of hope to some other person out there. So whatever it is that you're going through, you should speak out. Do not die in silence. At the end of the day, somehow help will come. Regardless of how it turns out, it's always better you spoke out, at the beginning. But now let's dive to the next story. Why it's difficult for new players to break into Super Eagles, and that's coming from the Shell. I think Shell is Super Eagles coach, right?
Yes.
You are the sports analyst.
Yes, Eric Shell.
Yeah, so he's trying to tell us why it's difficult. And I think a lot of Nigerians still have this concern. Why is it difficult? You see people springing up in new clubs, but then the players are not being selected to go and represent internationally, even nationally.
But one of the things that Eric Chile have really done as a coach of the Super Eagles is bringing in new players. People like Akol Adams, the man who was fantastic during the African Cup of Nations. Nobody knew him. All right, a lot of people, you can only hear about him in his club side, but people got to know him now playing in the Super Eagles and a host of other players. So what Chile is doing right now, I think is encouraging. So he should just go ahead and keep doing it. But then, well, I think something has been broken. That my boy must play thing. No, I don't know if it is totally out of it, but then that cost us a whole lot. We've seen coaches resign because of the issue of my boy must play. So I think Eric Chell is not doing badly. If we continue with this crop of players, the unity, the hunger, the push, the enthusiasm, patriotism, if it is there continuously, I think it's going to go a long way helping the Nigerian Super Eagles.
Okay, so that's it on that's all we have for you on the Vanguard newspaper. You want to read up more details by getting yourself a copy. We'll go now to the Nation newspaper, and Ramsey takes us through that.
All right, let's quickly look at the Nation's newspaper. As a matter of fact, the big story is where I'm starting from. And on the big story, we have this one which says, Tinubu is the kicker. We will defeat this unacceptable terrorism banditry. That is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria talking right there. And of course, some riders to that story. The first rider says, State Council to play big role in Renewed Hope National Development Plan 2026 to 2030. That's a good projection. 2026, meaning 2027, APC is ready to return. So there is a projection into 2030, and that's cool for me. If anyone comes in, the issue of continuity in Nigeria, if the person coming in continues from wherever the other person stopped, the other government stopped, and not saying we are coming with our agenda. We have a lot of agendas from time to time, but the implementation and the continuity, does these agendas have to end with the different administrations? No, for me, there needs to be continuity if these agendas are real and, of course, something that will move the nation forward.
But continuity doesn't mean that you have to be the one to come back again.
You mustn't be the one to come back. The next administration coming, if you are a governor and you are going out, whatever it is you were doing, the projects you were doing, whatever it is you were doing, the person coming in should be able to pick up from where you stopped. All right? You see a lot of abandoned roads. Somebody do to an extent and the person leave office and that is all. It shouldn't be. Well, so this projection is cool for me, all right, 2026 to 2030. This one says new pay for varsity teachers take off in line with New Deal. U.S. intervention in Nigeria insecurity a blessing, says First Lady. You know, she was with the President of the United States of America a few time ago.
Well, she has come out to say that some things happen for a reason, and sometimes when God wants to do a thing, according to what she says, I'm not quoting her, but I'm paraphrasing. When God wants to do a thing, He does it from, He looks at the ugliest of situations and brings out the best. So she said, okay, maybe the U.S. had spotlight us in that manner, just so that they can notice us and then, see who we are really. She has her point, though. She has also made interviews. She made interviews some of the TV houses there in the United States, talking about the Christmas airstrike, the Christmas airstrike, and calling it a blessing in disguise. I don't know what it meant or what she meant by that, but I mean, summary of what she's saying is, God has used the whole situation to spotlight Nigeria to the world.
That's cool. Okay. That's cool. When she say blessing in disguise, meaning the fight against terrorism. No country loves terrorism.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good one from there. Then we'll see here some other headlines right there. Cardoso foreign reserve now $49 billion. This one says appeal court affirms Senate power to suspend Natasha. All right. Appeal court affirms Senate power to suspend Natasha. I thought it's all over. All right. This one says, as a matter of fact, Defense Headquarters activates Operation Savannah Shield in Kwara. GOC on operational assessment visit. That's to Kwara State. This one says NAFDAC sees a fake malaria drugs worth 3 billion naira. Fubara may submit commissioners list following Aso Villa talks. Details you can find on page 4 of the Nation's newspaper. And of course, coming up next is the Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust is our next point of call as we bring you headlines from the National Daily this morning. Over to you, Priscilla.
Okay, so the Daily Trust newspaper appears to be a bit scanty, still highlighting the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission details. But then it has one story, and the story there is Electoral Bill, Senate reconvenes amidst mounting pressure. Okay, so the Senate are going to meet again today amidst all the pressure from the protesters yesterday. So we'll move on to the next paper.
All right, the next paper right here is the Daily Independent. I think we're dealing with dailies today. All right, Daily Independent newspaper, we will have this one directly below the nameplate. Nigeria risk sliding into avoidable food crisis. This is coming from experts. Food crisis Experts have talked about that. And then one rider to that story. The rider says rising input cost may reverse food security gains. All right. Then we have other headlines right here above the nameplate. Obi join Occupy National Assembly protest over election result transmission. All right, that is from the Daily Independent. Pick a copy. Well, that protest may still continue today, but then let's see how all of that is going to happen. 2026 budget, that's the kicker. And what's he saying? The story says with 15.09 trillion naira debt service, 23.27 trillion naira deficit, Senate vow deep scrutiny. All right. Terrorism, banditry would be defeated. Tinubu is vowing. He said terrorism, banditry would be defeated. That is attributed to the president, and it is coming as a vow. I promise you, we will do this. That's what it means. We have a few riders to that story. Says insecurity hindrance to economic growth. Then the second rider says unveil National Development Plan 2026 to 2030. Rallies governors to prioritize implementation. All right. Then we have this one which says closing revenue leakages key to Nigeria's economic stability. This is coming from Mba. And of course, those are the headlines for you right here from the Daily Independent. Coming up next is the Daily Sun, and that will be taken by Priscilla.
Okay, so the Daily Sun, the first story, Obi CSOs activists occupy NAS over Senate rejection of real-time electronic transmission of election results. Details on page 6. Next story, Kwara massacre. Tinubu vows to end insecurity, pledges to fight terrorism with determination. Okay, so the star story is on the Electoral Act Amendment saga, and it says Kuka Center, Yaga Africa, others want mandatory result transmission. The writer to that says, ask NAS to adopt House of Reps version. Okay, so next story, Nigeria will continue borrowing to fund 25.9 trillion naira budget deficit. And that is coming from the Senate. You find details on page 20. Editors urge NAS to adopt mandatory immediate election results transmission. Rather to that says, Senate's position creating room for doubt, mistrust. Details on page 26. Appeal Court upholds Senate's suspension of Natasha. Details on page 5. Maybe this is a backlash to Natasha's rant or her post yesterday on social media. Finally, we have CBN, NCC to crack down on bank telcos over airtime failures. Details on page 2. Now move to the Nigerian News Direct, and Ramsey takes us through that.
All right, let's quickly get to the Nigerian News Direct as we try to round off the newspaper review on global television, reaching you live and direct from the nation's capital. This morning, the big story says a neck, that's the kicker. Tinubu vows to crush banditry terrorism. That's a vow. I love this. Vow. Vow means it must be done, whether you like it or not. Anyhow, it's going to happen. That's what it means. Then a writer to that story, he challenges governors to deliver inclusive growth. Naira stability attracting foreign investment amid economic reforms. That is attributed to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, this one says a great collapse, a national embarrassment. This is coming from NEC. The NEC chairman himself. And of course, Vision says 300 beneficiaries get financial lifetime from Lagos government. And pressure mounts on lawmakers as Obi Yusufu lead election transmission protest, and that protest may likely continue today, as a matter of fact. Then Reason says 2026 appropriation bill. The Senate vows to translate numbers into outcome. That's very necessary. And as a matter of fact, that's going to be all from the Nigerian News Direct this beautiful morning. And this is where we draw the curtain for the newspaper review today. It will interest you to know that every headline is entirely that of the various newspaper houses. Global Television does not have any editorial contribution to these headlines, neither the presenters. We'll take a quick break. After this break, we'll return with Ogochukwu Mobuno as she brings us Social Buzz.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
When social media speaks, we'll listen and we'll bring you the extra. It's your one-stop show for trends, truth, and the tea everyone seeks. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get the extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on the issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global Television.
Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, viewers around the world. It's time to look at buzzing issues making rounds on social media. And today we're looking at the statement by the APC chieftain Biodun Ajiboye. He says Nigeria lacks infrastructure for real-time election results. APC chieftain Biodun Ajiboye says Nigeria is not ready for real-time transmission of election results due to poor infrastructure. Transmitting election results electronically is the function of manner of voting. If you vote manually and you collate results, how do you then transmit electronically real time? It's just not possible. We can't even afford it.
Even if we wish to, we can't afford it, he says. So the telecom operators have that capability. Do we have enough electricity to undertake that responsibility in Nigeria? Is the infrastructure of telecom companies sufficient enough to undertake such exercise? The last election we had, the INEC server was attacked and over 1 million times. So what they are saying is that we should put the electoral process within the vulnerability of hijackers, causing a lot of confusion. This is what I see them pushing. He noted that manual processes remain central to election. They are manual parts of election, and what can happen, like it has always happened, is you vote and they count the votes there. The party agents append their signatures on the paper. The paper can then be scanned and transmitted anyhow you want it. Okay, so this statement came amidst the protest in the National Assembly yesterday here in Abuja, and also, of course, we saw the likes of Peter Obi, Aisha Yusufu, amongst other activists, and they're all because of the electronic transmission of results, election result. They are saying, why did the Senate disapprove of it? They want it back. This is what they want. And this APC chieftain, Abiodun, has said, no, we cannot carry out that assignment. Why? Because we have poor infrastructure. He listed them out. He said we cannot carry that out. We have poor technology. There is no light, no infrastructure. And now my question is, who is supposed to provide all of that? And can we really make it possible? Because he also highlighted that we do not have the financial capacity to do that. Do you really think we do not have the financial capacity? Well, we are going to discuss that this morning, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me Priscilla Obasi. Good morning, Priscilla.
Good morning, Ogochukwu. I was waiting for you to read the comments of Nigerians.
Okay, of course we are going to read that comment. Definitely, I have that in mind. But the first question, I said I was going to throw a question to him, okay, which is, do you think we do not have the money to do that, to transmit results electronically?
Of course, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
How much?
No, I'm talking about the finance, because the APC chieftain Abiodun said we do not have the finance to do that. We do not have the
APC
infrastructure.
Chieftain is not the Minister of Finance. We need to hear the Minister of Finance come out to
say that we do not have that.
We need to hear the TBN governor come out to tell us that he's not in a position to tell us whether we have the finance or not.
All right.
Yes.
So let's take some comments then from social media, and let's hear what people are saying about this. And the first one is coming from Ruben, and Engineer Ruben says, how do banks, Nigerian fintech, meet up with credit and debit alert? Same way our votes should be electronically transmitted to reduce human inputs coming with corruption. All right, thank you so much, Engineer Ruben. And the second comment, which is the last comment for this topic, is coming from Jade Vine Autos. Jade says, but you are technically ready for which one is more direct tax deduction. Difficult? If Nigerians can build tech companies that are making waves and worth billions of dollars, transmission and collation is a very small thing, sir. Let's stop playing the ostrich. He said you are technically ready for, the other one, which is more direct tax deduction, but you are not technically ready for transmission of results, electronical, transmitting results, election results. I think that's what Jade Vine Authors is saying there. Thank you so much, everyone who dropped their thoughts today on the show. Yes, let's go back to Priscilla Obasi. I know Priscilla has a lot to say, because since yesterday we've been taking this it's from the protest. First of all, we saw that the protest was serious. Immediately I saw Peter Obi, I said, this protest is a very serious one. Though. Everyone's saying their mind. We covered that. And this person now is coming to say, Abiodun is coming to say, look, if you like protest from today to tomorrow, it cannot work. If we can go there to manually vote, then the results should be manually transmitted and not electronically transmitted. Why? Because he feels that we do not have we are not financially ready. We are not infrastructurally ready. We do not have the technology, which I do not think so.
Well, how much is being budgeted for elections?
We hear trillions of naira going into INEC pocket for that.
The thing is, INEC has not even come out to say we're not capable. INEC are the ones to come out and say we're not capable. Let's know how capable they are, because we had the INEC chairman come out to tell us that this election, 2027 elections, is going to be fantastic. Okay. So if we're hearing anything called difficulty right now, we shouldn't be hearing it from a chieftain. We should be hearing it from either the INEC boss, INEC officials. They are the ones to tell us all the technicalities and the difficulties that we're going to face. They have not said anything. Why are we crying more than the bereaved? The people that can do it have said we are capable. The people that are not in charge are saying we cannot do it. Does it even make sense? All I would say to Nigerians is apply more pressure because it's working. The pressure, the protest is speaking loud. That is it. If it is not, you will not have all these, reactions here and there. It is speaking loud. We have bandits operate from bushes. Make TikTok videos in those bushes. Upload them on TikTok in the bushes. And then so
we have networks, that's what they're saying.
Exactly. So if you can have networks, if you have bandits demanding ransom from bushes, why will we not have network to transmit results from bushes? We're talking as if we are from one
in the 80s.
I want to call one of these villages you hear in movies, all this South Africa. Sorry, no disrespect to the South African nation, but all this old Zulu kingdom. There are these content makers now on social media,
Zamunga and all of that.
Honestly, that is what we are sounding like. When I hear these people say these things, I just see us as if we are wearing leaves. And we're wearing animal skin because this is 2026 and we're talking about network. How laughable. What happens to 5G that's already existing?
Honestly.
What happens to going to install 5G? The election is next year. We have the time to make all these things possible. So all of these things are not excuses. It's just very hilarious to me because, it's clear. It's not business as usual. Nigerians are ready. So if our leaders, these senators, if they know what is good for them right now, it's time for them to prove that they are also smart. Because you cannot be operating in 2026 with some 1999 knowledge, right? You need to show the people that you are leading that you are capable. You have the intellectual capacity to think like them because you are thinking above you guys in the reality of it all. So you need to meet up. You guys need to meet up, step up, come up in your IQ. Even if you need to put somebody in charge or you need someone that would, we are the AI generation for crying out loud, where things are automated. And we're talking about, we're talking as if we're carrying machines. The way they sound, as if we're going to carry one big machines on our heads to make it work. No. We've gone past that. You guys need to do better. You guys need to show us that you are indeed our leaders by thinking in the capacity of the Gen Zs. Because trust me, these guys are smart. The world is evolving. Tell them to come and make it possible for you if you cannot do it. Just ask one of them.
We have ask one of our IT guys.
Ask the IT guys to come and do it for you if you can't do it. If you say we cannot do it, they will show you that this is possible. So don't even try to. The card of it's not possible is no longer in existence. It is long gone. It's archaic. If you can't do it, call them and they will do it for you. That's just what I have to say.
All right, thank you so much, Priscilla. So I'm just going to add to this. Now, when you said we are not financially ready, that's the part where I said no. This is like a blatant lie because we've seen trillions of naira go into different projects. Some of them we don't even get to see the result of this project. We don't even get to see the outcome, and we're asking ourselves, where did this money go exactly? And if we know that election 2027 is important, of course election is important. This is where we choose our leaders. So election is very, very important. If we know, and if INEC know that this election is very important, just like the chairman of INEC has said that yes, the 2027 election is going to be smooth, it's going to be fair and all of that. Yes, let's just go this way. So we have the money. No one should say we do not have the money. If it's technology, oh, you're complaining, oh, we do not have the technical power and all of that. It's not worry. Bring out the money. You will see the technical power come out. That's just it.
Electricity. What happens to solar energy? What happens to renewable energy? Why are we talking about electricity? If our electricity system is not working, there's something called renewable energy. Go with battery packs. Go with solar facilities. Go with solar systems and make this thing work. It is not undoable. This is even laughable in the first place. It shows that people are not capable of leading us. If we are still talking as if we're in the 90s, it shows that the people that are leading us from behind. That's what it means. And I want to also address the naysayers, those people that come out to say it's not going to work. You are wasting our energy, or people are wasting their energy. If you don't have anything to say, I think it's best to keep quiet, because somebody came out to say this movement should be moved or should be led by those leaders that are aspiring. And boom, we saw Peter Obi at the protest ground. Maybe, I don't know who we're going to see today, but I mean, it is a good development. So the worst that will happen is that these people are going to know that it is not business as usual. Whether it translates to the kind of result we want to see or not, they are aware that Nigerians are aware. And if that is what is achieved, I think it's a good result on its own. There is no change that is brought to you from a desired, momentum, a desired interest, a collective interest that doesn't at least bring one or two results. So you don't have to sit down and condemn people that are doing what they have to do. And it's not even a time to start dividing ourselves in Nigeria amongst our youth and saying these people did not go, these people went. If you have gone there and you're the protest man, focus on the protest. Don't come out say VDM did not come out or this person did not come out.
Yes.
Why is he not here?
Do your part as a Nigerian.
Do your part. But the time you start bringing all this disunity, you scatter the purpose. The oneness is scattered. Before you know, the VDM fans come out and say, okay, you are fighting us, we don't care. Like the goal of the movement is now neutralized. It's watered down by unnecessary competition. Focus on the goal. Whatever you're going there to do, do your own part and leave any other person that you don't see there. That is the distraction we're talking about. And who even knows? These politicians can even send these people to distract you with all this kind of talks. Before you know, you buy into it and you water down your movement. So let us leave every kind of sentiment and comparison, competition aside, and focus on the goal if you really want to achieve what you want to achieve.
All right, thank you once again, Priscilla. She said focus on the goal. Like she said earlier, mount more pressure. The pressure is getting worse. We do not know what we are going to expect today. Of course, it's the day 2 of the protest. We do not know what we are going to expect, and we do not know who next is going to address the people. But then again, we are here for it, and we are saying, please, all we are asking for is a free and a fair way of transmitting electoral results, and that's all. And I think it is possible. Yes, we are in the 21st century, and this is 2026. We are not going back. All right, once again, thank you so much, Priscilla, for your contribution. And this is where we close the curtains for Social Buzz here on Global Morning. I'll be leaving you in the hands of Priscilla, of course, and Ramsey as they usher us into the discussion section of Global Morning. So stay with us. Good morning once again, Nigeria and viewers around the world. I am Ogotku Mobno. Bye for now.
When social media speaks, we'll listen and we'll bring you the extra. It's your one-stop show for trends, truth, and the tea everyone's sipping. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get the extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global Television.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
Hello and welcome to the weather forecast. We expect a good moisture influx which will support active weather conditions, although rainfall prospect remains slim during the morning hours, especially over the south. However, chances increase significantly in the afternoon with isolated thunderstorms developing in most parts of the inland cities of the south as well as the coastal areas. Moving into the north-central cities, similar conditions are expected with isolated thunderstorms expected over most parts of the region. Thundery activities are likely over parts of Kebbi and Kaduna State. Meanwhile, dry and sunny conditions are still expected to dominate the northern parts of the country. And that's the latest weather update. Stay safe and have a pleasant day. I'm Safia Sayunusa.
right, Ogochukwu.
All right, well, that is it. I think everywhere you go, now people are talking about the protests going on social media. Just get online. In case you don't know what's going on right now, just get online. You will see the agitation. You will see what people are saying, what Nigerians are saying. I know that Nigerians, most times, sometimes they keep quiet. Not because they don't know what to do, but some persons don't so much believe in the system. And if you say you don't believe in a particular system and you sit back without doing what you are supposed to do, the dilapidation or corruption or the exemption, the rejection, the overlooking, everything, it will just continue.
To get worse.
Yes, so it's better to speak. You don't keep quiet when your destiny is online.
Yes. So for me, the whole highlight of this is, I'm seeing this as another kind of, I'm not trying to be a prophet of doom though, but the way the EndSARS movement started then in 2020, with one person having an interest, another person joining force, and that person joining force, the Peter Obi's factor in this whole thing, I think it will create a bigger momentum in this movement. Until the people get what they want to get, it is in the best interest of the Senate at this point, if they don't want this matter to get worse, to just accept this electronic transmission of results. Else, what will come from this will not be a funny thing, honestly, because Nigerian youths are at the point where they are tired. I don't know how it makes sense to a Gen Z, telling a Gen Z that you cannot transmit results electronically. I understand that our leaders are older. Analog. They are from the older generation, analog generation. So they don't know the possibilities of things. But these things are not rocket science. If you cannot do it, call these IT guys. Call them to lend you their brains, or call them to just give them this project or the contract and see how well they go about it. So it's not impossible. All the whole excuses that makes this thing impossible, if you bring it to a Gen Z right now, it can never make sense. Even to the millennials. So it is just best for them to sit down at this point. Go and make research. Go and ask questions. Go and, do whatever research they can do to ensure that they are up to date. Because it's an issue of lack of being up to date at this point. That's what I'm seeing causing all of this. And I cannot understand why the Nigerian Senate is crying more than the bereaved. INEC has not come out to tell us that they are not capable. INEC has not come out to tell us that they are incapable. INEC has not come out to tell us that this is impossible. We have a chieftain coming out to talk about electricity. Are we supposed to be hearing that kind of thing in 2026? Talking about the fact that there might not be power. When we have renewable energy, when we have solar solutions. So why are we talking about electricity? Why are we being, is it that we will not go forward in Nigeria? Because when we see international communities excelling, we are happy, we want to associate ourselves with them, we want to implement whatever it is they're implementing. But when it comes to elections, we say we want to be archaic, we say we want to be analog. Make it make sense. It can never make sense to the younger generation. The older generation might understand with you because they do not know better. But you see the younger generation that has opportunities limitless, that knows that the internet age comes with lots and lots and lots and loads and loads of opportunities. Your talk will not make sense to them. So I like the fact that they have called for an emergency meeting. I hope and I pray that for their own good, they answer the people. Because if they do not, this will not be funny anymore. That is what I see.
Yes, it won't be funny anymore because with what's going on right now, Nigerians are not ready to sit back anymore because they want to take their own destiny in their hands. And that's what it means. Sometimes a record process is very long. And we remember what happened during Natasha's case.
Yes.
To recall these people is not very easy. So the most... The cheapest way to say of expressing grievances or saying no to some of these things that are being done by the leaders is through protest, peaceful protest, by the way. So with what is happening now, don't be surprised that if the protests go on today, you might probably see some other influential people joining it. All right.
Yes.
Protests have happened in Nigeria before, where you see musicians joining. You see our celebrities joining. You see some politicians, aggrieved politicians who are not in tune. Because some people will tell you all politicians are the same, but to an extent I differ in opinion. Because some, they said until you get into the system, you wouldn't know who is who. Now, some politicians may be joining the protest. NLC is already warming up, civil society organization. In fact, NLC already threw their weight behind the protest. They've already said, well, this is what we want, and this is what must be done. So we're just waiting for what will happen today after the sitting. Let them sit, all right, and come out with something concrete. Sometimes they may say to themselves, well, let's agree to it. Even if we pass it, at the end of the day, we know what to do and all of that. But then a system that want to be free, all right, that is moving for sanity and, of course, taking priority, taking integrity to be something of priority, holding integrity at a high esteem, would want to do everything to exonerate itself from anything that will amount to irregularities in elections, and of course giving INEC a heavy load to carry. INEC is not even minding. INEC is moving on with timetables, you know, with their voters registration, distribution, and every other thing that they needed to do, the registration of new political parties. So they are just on, they are just moving on. But then I think with the electronic transmission and the use of technology, it may not, like Amopiton have said, INEC have said, the use of technology will not totally erase irregularities or maybe some malfunctioning as far as election is concerned in Nigeria.
This is that time to start getting everything ready, because if it's lack of preparation sometimes that causes the malfunctioning, I beg your pardon. So it's time to test run the system. If you have a technology,
you know, Beavers was test run.
Well, I don't know who test ran it, but you don't test run from INEC office to another INEC office. No, you go to the village. Do you understand? It's the same thing with political parties. I keep saying it. Yes, we have corrupt leaders, but how many people are aware? How many Nigerians in rural communities know what election is about? These are the people that have been taken advantage of. If you want to test run anything, if you want to advocate for anything, let us go and start from the villages. Abuja is a city. People that are here are enlightened. You really cannot even buy votes so much in the city of Abuja. The youth leader of ABC was here the other day. He said it. Everyone is enlightened. If you tell somebody to go and begin, he will use your money and do what he wants to do. It is in the rural community that you can influence people out of their will. It is there we need to test whatever it is we are testing. It is there we need to go and advocate. As a party leader, go to the villages, speak their languages to them, tell them what elections is about, let them express their pain to you, to give them the option of the candidates that they are on the list. Ask them which one do you think is better. Convince them if you need to convince them based on your own conviction and based on what is right. Go and start from the roots in your advocacy. If you want to test run, let us go and start from villages to test run. You go test run in Abuja and tell me you test run it and it's working. No, go to the nooks and the crannies of the suburbs and test run. There's enough time. We have from now to 2027 to do all of these things. We will not get to January 2027 and start saying, there is no time. This is time, enough time to test run. If you need to get heads, IT heads, we have enough of Nigerians that are intellectually sound when it comes to technology. Get them. Call for them if you don't have enough of them, because I feel like our INEC offices are not occupied with intelligent, up-to-date IT personalities, if you ask me. So if you need to equip more or if you need to recruit more, go and recruit. Call on Nigerians. You don't even need to do so much. Go online and see people that are doing exploits. a hand or give them a hand so they come over and give you whatever it is that they know, because it's not impossible. Nigerians are doing exploits over the world. Nigerians are standing out. We go abroad and we are making a name for ourselves, and when it comes to implementing it in Nigeria, it looks like it's impossible. No, something is missing somewhere. So let us do our assignment. Let us recruit the people that we need to recruit. Let's go and talk to the village people that we need to talk to. That is where it starts from. It doesn't start and end in Abuja or in the city. No, it starts from the villages onto the other parts of the country.
There are speculations that the rigging of elections happen in the interiors. Probably this may be an attempt to make sure those loopholes are not blocked, because it's flimsy for me when you said there won't be internet services in the rural areas. But then we've seen people go to do crusades in rural areas, and you see it transmitted real time.
Yes, on social media.
My church, for instance, enter nook and crannies of this country, apart from the crusades abroad and everywhere. And these things are transmitted live on the internet.
Yes.
Because there is this internet stuff they carry about, you know, that makes it uninterrupted. Why would the whole government say because of internet? All right, the people in the rural area, don't they deserve to have internet services?
Exactly.
So make these things possible. It's a possibility. It can be made possible. Between now and 2027, let's run the fibers. Let's put the mask.
And let's start already.
Even if it is to go to the orbit and do whatever they want to do, it's even possible.
There's enough time to do that.
We have what it takes.
If you need to collaborate with countries that have got, I don't even think we even need so much of collaboration. Because Nigerians,
can I tell you something?
Nigerians are intelligent.
The issue of internet service provision is a problem in Nigeria, not even in the rural, in the villages. Don't you know how many times you switch from one internet service provider to the other? You switch from this one is not efficient. You switch. A lot of people cannot even do remote jobs in Nigeria today because of the epileptic nature of this in-service internet services. And I think so we can make these things, that we have 5G now, we can make these things available in abundance in the city and even in the deepest place in Nigeria. It's possible.
MTN is going around to plant a 5G network.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go. Right now, I saw them. They're somewhere on my street, you know, trying to make a 5G network possible. I understand that, you know, we are, we are trying to protect our economy, our everything. MTN is not a Nigerian brand per se, but we have a Nigerian brand. We have people that we can partner. Globalcom is. Has it been sold? I don't even know, but I know that for all I know, it has been a Nigerian brand so far. So if we can even create more, right? We can start something owned by the federal government, a network service provider owned by the network, the federal government. So these things are not impossible. I keep lamenting, or I'll keep saying it. I'll keep saying it. This is 2025. We shouldn't be sounding like we're in one kingdom, one Kuvuku land. I don't know, but we're not in Kuvuki. Is it Kuvuki or Kuvuku? We're not in Kuvuki land, please. This is Nigeria. This is 2026, and it is that time where things have been upgraded. It's that time where things have been updated. So we can do better. Our federal government, our leaders, the senators, those that are going to meet today, please explore all the opportunities that you have.
All right. I think at this point we need to go on a quick break as we get into the conversation for the day. Let's do a little assessment of our economy, the macro economy, and of course, national policies. Let's take this break. After this break, we'll be joined with an expert as we get into that conversation.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning.
For the latest issues,
Always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
All right, it's now time for us here and you out there to all look at the economy of the nation, state of the economy. So many times you hear people talk about what this administration is doing. Sometimes you hear people say some things about the macro economy. Some people talk about national policy. Some people talk about the impact of policy on the economy. And of course, people do an assessment of the development aspect of our economy, the growth level. You know, all these things are measured and the experts know where we are coming from and where we are heading to. Today, we want to look at the state of the economy, macroeconomy and national policy. And we have an economist and of course a development expert joining us on the conversation this morning in the person of Dr. Aliu Ilyas. It's good to have you join us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
Yes, let's get started. What's your assessment of the economy as at today?
Right. So when we see economy, we look at it in context, especially we look at it with the Tinubu administration. And looking at where we are coming from, I think there's a level of relief for Nigerian, because if you look at it 2 years ago, it was biting harder compared to now. But the fact is, we are not where we are supposed to be, because if you compare before they actually came into office, things are a bit better. However, the cornerstone of Tinubu administration, they call it reform. Yes, it's a desired reform. Do you know why? We should have some of those reform 10 years back before now. Yes, but what is the implication of that reform? That's the problem now. You recall that yesterday there was a meeting. It's a National Economic Council conference. Now, I listened to speech coming from the president, and he made mention of that he understood that Nigeria has gone through a lot, that reform has finished now, that now is the gain of reform. So we are looking forward with the 36 states that was there, and it was an anomaly that we don't have the FCT minister there. Because if you look at the economic of Nigeria, FCT generates taxes more than 35 states. I think after Lagos should be FCT. So I wonder why it will not be at the point where they are discussing economic issues in Nigeria. So I think for them coming together to have a dialogue, that simply means they have understood that, yes, there's challenge, people need to be better. Perhaps most of our problem is in the subnational, not even in the national government.
How do you mean?
Right. So now, if you look at it critically, FAC allocation has tripled from 600 billion to 1.9 trillion. That simply means what each state are collecting has tripled. You also recall that there's a bill now, a kind of from FAC, that they're trying to say federal government should get more compared to what they're getting before. That simply means that states are getting more money and people are in the state. What are the state governments doing? Because if you get more money, you expect to also implement more projects that will better life of people. But the case of round tripping could be happen. So who is actually monitor that? So we must make sure that our states are functioning very well. That is when the effort of the national government by the President Tinubu can actually reflect. State is the owner of the land where agriculture must hold. Which land does FCT has? Or federal government? Federal government does not have any land. It's local government and state. So until these subnational are functional, are being watched with what they are using the money to do, that's when we can say, yes, the economy will get better.
A lot of Nigerians have been complaining in recent times about the economy, and part of the complaints is the hardship. Where do you think all of this is springing from?
Right, 100% there's hardship. Nigeria have never get to this level before. And when we say hardship, it's poverty. You know, sometimes we say multidimensional poverty. You're not even looking at multidimensional, because when you say multidimensional, some people it could be poverty of road. You know, you could have good food, but there's no road. You understand? It could be there's road, there's no hospital. That's what is called multidimensional. But this poverty is poverty of hunger, which is the worst one that is happening. So when hunger sets in, that is the real poverty. So it actually distorts every other thing that you could actually think of. So I think Nigeria is in poverty, because if you look at the poverty index, we are actually at the very, very high level. So our government must do what will help Nigerians. And one of the key things that this government is not looking at is transport system, energy security, and we're looking at supply chain as well. So if this problem can be solved, I think the hunger may disappear to some level.
All right, let's look at some of the things that brought us to where we are right now, the policies of the government, the volatility of our exchange. How is it at this point in time? And don't you think it's having some effect on businesses? Because there is this belief, and I think that's true, that there's a way business owners, if they are making good profit, can also contribute to economic growth.
Right. So if you look at the reform is forex, what there's a name they call it, willing buyer or willing seller of currency. There's no country in the whole world that you will go that you now say willing buyer, willing seller. I recall I was in a particular country in Africa, and I was with dollar. Before I can change that dollar to their currency, they ask for my international passport. So that they can actually identify who are you, how much are you bringing to our economy. When Nigeria, remember, you can go to zone 4 without no question, and you get your money exchanged. So how do you monitor how much actually happens? And we are also deceiving ourselves. The economy will not get better unless dollar comes down below 1,000. This government actually met it at around 500. Now it's moved to around 1,800 and is now around 1,400.
The present government or the present party, which of them?
The present government made it around 500 to 700.
Are you serious?
That's when Buhari was there. Buhari left around 700.
Okay.
Now it is now 1,000. It's now when this
not the current administration.
This current administration
is that
is now get to 1,800.
Yes, it's
now moved down to 1,400. So that means they have not achieved where they actually met it. Now there's what we call deflator. No matter how your economy is, if you look at African GDP now, Nigeria is ranked number 5. Why? It's not true. Nigeria have the highest population. Nigeria have the purchasing power. Nigeria have some infrastructure, at least in West Africa. And Nigeria, after South Africa, Egypt, you should be thinking about Nigeria in terms of industrialization. But we are number 5. What's the problem? It's because of the deflator. So no matter how high your GDP is, they will now bring that currency problem. Dollar is 1,004, you divide it. Once you divide it, all what gain will comes out. Perhaps you cannot still say a common man on the street cannot still trace back his problem to dollar value, because everything is being calculated in dollar. We have to do this. So somebody even in agriculture is feeling the impact of dollar. So until we do, and what do we do to actually bring that? It will be productive. How do we get productive? It's by small business getting more capital, having accessibility, having enabling environment, infrastructure. So this government actually see that as a critical issue. Because I listened to their program at NEC conference, the National Economic Council conference. They said they want to provide infrastructure, provide enabling environment. But they're not talking about the critical issues. So until they look at the critical issue, and they have the kind of thing that president has, KPI, SC administration, who look at every minister, what are you actually doing? Are you in tandem with what we are doing? Until we have such thing for those statistics government, somebody watching them and reporting the activities, that's when you can now say, yes, economy will get better, hopefully.
Let me ask just a little to what you just said now. This question is coming from your last sentence. You know, at a point, this administration told us that, in fact, they told ministers and government appointees that they should go on national TV and even tell the people what they are doing. But we don't see that playing out. If you could remember, some ministers were even asked, all right, as a result of one or two issues. But then, why would the government come and tell us, okay, these people should do this and these people should do that, and they are not doing it, and the government is quiet about it? Don't you suspect a foul play there? What you're telling the people is different. All right, as a development expert now, what do you think this kind of statement will do to the development of a nation economically?
Right. So if you look at yesterday, let me take you back to yesterday also. The Tinubu administration said they have a Renew Hope economic policy.
Yes. 2030.
Yeah. And I wonder, this government is expected to end 2027.
Exactly.
There's an element of political, campaign there, but that's not the issue. The fact remains that if you look at government of Olusegun Obasanjo, it's like he has a very good grip of the states. How did he do it? He has economic policy that's called National Economic Empowerment Development Strategy, NEEDS. It now translates to states. States call their own SEED. It moves to local government, call it LEAD. That simply means there's a direction, economic direction, that will move from federal government to state to local government. But now, this administration, there's nothing like that. I recall when this money started coming, government of Niger State said, the government called himself a farmer's government.
Yes.
And we could see what he's doing because he's intentional. How about other? So if you take him, take Alesoti, take Enugu government, you think others, what are you doing with your money? Do you get? So you are getting this allocation, very fat allocation. What are you actually doing with it? So until this federal government decide that there must be a direction, so you must spend so percent, and it's even easy. Do you know why? About 29 governors are from the APC. So it's easy for them to say, let's go.
The monitoring and everything.
Let's have direction. Let's spend so percentage on agriculture. Let's spend so percentage on road, so that there could be, a cumulative development in Nigeria. But as it is now, I think those governors, they are lord on their own, and they decide what they actually wanted. Perhaps I've seen weakness in the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you know the weakness? Supreme Court said allocation will be going directly to the local government. How operational is that? Those state governors have also find their way to also be receiving it and be determining what happened to local government. So how do we now see development? Development should come from the grassroots. When you give them their money directly, they will solve their immediate problem. But when the governor is one that say, go and do ABC, go and do ABC, I've seen it in Ogun State, where a particular local government chairman said, the money is for so. And the governor said, no, don't use it. Before a twinkle of an eye, it was removed. So that means, how do we get to that level of development? Does it mean the Tinubu intention to go to the level of Supreme Court to give independence to local government does not hold water? I think that's a question.
Does that make the president powerless? Because you can't say you are a president and something went as far as the Supreme Court. You know, I know it's dicey. That question, it gets to the Supreme Court. Then Supreme Court have given a verdict that this should be implemented.
Right.
And it's not implemented. The Supreme Court is quiet. If it is an individual, I was in a place and some people came, they say they are from court, they're enforcement, what. And we're dragging people. Who are the enforcement agents that should make this thing work? Or are the governors now becoming powerful than the president? Or all these things are audio court judgments and statements from the presidency?
Well, the fact is that the governors are powerful.
More powerful than the president?
Well, in this case, they are. Because they said what they want is what actually works. Record there's a threat that period that if you don't hold your local government election, you will not get
yes.
In anticipation that there will be. But after that, what happens?
Nothing.
The status quo still remains. So it's serious issues. That simply means, remember, Tinubu also suffered from Olusegun Obasanjo. You couldn't give him allocation for many years until Yar'Adua actually came before they released the money. So he had the experience of how it is for people to suffer. Look at what's happening in Osun State local governments. So I think Tinubu himself is trying to pipe low to an extent, perhaps for political reasons. Maybe he still want to contest. Just like example of Soludo. Soludo was the governor for 4 years. He never think that he will close the market and say people must go to work, do business on Monday. But when he came back the second, he now said, no, I didn't have anything to beg you for.
Yes.
So until we now change our way of things and start doing the things at the right way, it's a problem. But the fact remains that any gain, any development that Nigerians has under this administration, it should be assumed that it's Tinubu administration. So he should do everything in his power that all his policy actually also hold up to the state.
Okay, let's talk about made in Nigeria products and goods. We have seen an increasing percentage of Nigerians springing up with businesses, private businesses, especially with made in Nigeria products. One would think that this would automatically translate to a better economy. But what is that thing that keeps bringing this barrier, and then increasingly still bringing the whole Japa syndrome? People are still wanting to leave the country regardless of our gifts, talents, and everything that we have.
Well, when you talk about made in Nigeria, Nigerians are coming. There's no statistics that actually support that for now.
Okay.
However, the economic policy now favor exportation, and you can now export more. This government discourage imports because even for you to buy a car now, to bring it, you know how much it costs. So it's a good one. However, government has also failed to create a living environment for people. When you're a productive economy, that's when you enjoy that export. Look at what government did in Shi. Is it Shi not? Government banned it for 6 months. That they must add value to it before. Because 40% of it is out of Nigeria. 40% of global Shi nut is from Nigeria. You know what? They will now buy it from us to Ghana or to somewhere, and they will add value. The value chain. They will now. But when President went out and said, this level. However, this value chain, that simply means people have to be trained. People have to have capital. People have to have it. So the problem is our problem with access to capital. So if you want us to be innovative and be productive, there must be access to what? Capital. So how do we do access to capital? Is the problem of CBN now. MPR. If you want to borrow, interest is about 27% with plus 50 asymmetric corridor and minus 250. What does that simply mean? Simply means that for you to borrow money in bank, you may have to pay 30% interest rate. So you borrow 100 million and you have to pay 30 million. And remember, if you delay to pay, it continues to. So now, how do we now go into business? So most small business park one side that no, I cannot go. Perhaps let me also carry my money to bank and start getting interest. Or since the interest is lucrative, than me doing the real So this government must make sure that they have a plan to support manufacturing sector with a special window. Let me give you a critical example. If you look at our GDP, service sector is taking the lead in the agrarian country. Ideally, agriculture should take the lead. Manufacturing sector, which is the industrial sector, should take the second. Why service sector should come third? Do you know why? Service sector can never create employment that we desire. Why? When you talk about service sector, it talks about portfolio investment, money in stock, money in bank. So when you look at money in stock, you can come anytime and sell off. You don't even need one staff. You only just to say sell. But if you have investment in agriculture, people will go to farm, mechanized farming. Look at anchor borrower. Even though there's some political undertone, it helps. So these are the things that we must start looking at. And if it's manufacturing, you cannot manufacture without having a lot of employment. So government must start thinking in that area that for us to reduce poverty, for us to bring development, you must think about empowering people in agriculture and also supporting the manufacturing sector.
Okay, so now and again, or from time to time, we see the government come up with schemes, grant schemes, for businesses and all. Do you think that we have enough policies to regulate these things and make sure that these grants that are given to people that really deserve it, and after it's been given to them, they are productive enough, to even establish themselves even better as translating to, a better economic growth for us?
For me, I don't like those things because they cannot really bring about what we want. There's trade that money. You give people 25,000 after 3 months, it finishes. Then what next? So I think Nigeria government should look at bottom-up approach, not top to bottom. When somebody in the office we just design economic development for people, where you just think about give them 50,000 for 3 months and you think it will solve the problem. No.
And you don't follow up.
And you don't, even if you follow up, after 3 months, what's next now? The money has finished. That will even bring more inflation to the economy. So you must look at bottom approach. What's the bottom approach for poverty reduction? Okay. We've had like 3-4 poverty reduction. Obviously, we also have NAPEP, Yar'Adua come with wealth creation, Jonathan came with YOWIN, Nigeria Subsidy Reinvestment Program. Then Buhari came with Empower.
Yeah, Empower.
We have not seen Tinubu directly now. How has those things solved problem? Have they actually solved the real poverty problem? That's why I say you must look at it from bottom up. Somebody in Bayelsa, his problem is fishing, how to fish better. Somebody in the North, his problem is how to farm ginger very well, or how to do groundnut, produce groundnut very well. Somebody in Ariara, his own is how to sell better. So, and you are designing one size fits all policy for them. So until we start looking at it in that different direction, that's when we can really create poverty reduction solutions and what have you. So we must start looking at it from the perspective of those people that are the users, not the designer of that poverty reduction.
All right, let's get into debt management right now in Nigeria, because if you ask anyone, they'll tell you, well, every government of every nation borrows. What's your assessment of debt management in Nigeria? Are we borrowing too much?
Right. So as an economist, I think it's not bad to borrow. It's only borrowing that can make you develop. That's why if you see the biggest economies so far, America, China, and Japan, they are the biggest borrower, and they are developing. A good example is, let's look at Buhari borrowing for railway. If you see that is a practical thing, that indirectly it will help the economy. That's a good. But the question is our borrowing sustainable? That's the question we should ask ourselves. Because this government has borrowed up to 152 trillion. Wow. You look at it, what is the corresponding benefit that we have derived from it? Government is building coastal road. They want to borrow for that. That's somehow still acceptable. But when you are borrowing for salary, when you are borrowing for survival, when you are borrowing, that is not productivity problem. So for me, I don't say don't borrow, but I never expect Tinubu to borrow up to this level. You know why? When he came, he said, by the time we remove subsidy, there will be a lot of money.
Exactly.
Is that not so? And up till now, how much have we saved subsidy? We've not seen the account of it. That we are borrowing, that we are getting more money, and FAC allocation is facts, we are still borrowing. It's somehow. And when you see World Bank coming out and said, we applaud Tinubu, his reform is the best reform. We now look at it. Let's look at it from the lens of a Nigerian. Has it benefited Nigeria? Has reform lead to better life for Nigeria? Things are more expensive like never before. And I'm happy you acknowledged it, even yesterday, that Nigeria has gone through a lot. We have finished the phase of reform, now phase of implementation. So we are looking forward to the benefit of the reform. Because up till now, there's no direct. That's why Kundu actually came out and said, reform is good though, but you need a safety net.
Safety net.
Do you know what a safety net simply means? It's like the last resort. People don't have survival. People are in survival mode.
Yeah.
So you need to give them, it. And that's what it simply means.
All right. Now, January have started. This is February, as a matter of fact. December last year, anywhere you go, it's about the tax law.
Yeah.
Tax. It will be implemented from January. And right now, well, don't even go check the deductions from your financial institutions, because it may result to something as Nigerians. All right. Now, the tax law and the tax billing. Now, a lot of Nigerians are complaining. Even this morning, somebody have talked about it. The tax law now, the implementation, looking at our economy and the way it's going, what will you tell Nigeria? A lot of people are even confused about the tax. All right. A lot of people have come out with different explanations of the tax law. Now, what can you tell Nigerians about the tax law and how it is going to affect the economy of the nation? Is it going to be to the detriment of Nigerians or to the benefit of Nigerians?
Well, the beautiful things about Tinubu is that he makes sure that government have more money at all means. But the ripple effect is that citizens does not have money. So government is having money through fuel subsidy removal. They have money through Naira flotation. They also have money through more taxation. So then for Nigeria, our purchasing power is going down. A good example. Do you know that food is actually coming down truly in the market? Yes. But you don't have the money to buy it. So
manufacturers lamented yesterday that they lost trillions.
Yes, they have it unsold.
Yes,
they have what's called unsold.
Yes,
those things are cheap, but you don't have money because the disposable income in your pocket are not enough for you to actually buy, because you have to do a lot of things. And from our indication, transport has not come down. So let's now talk about taxation and the introduction of this. To be candid, the tax reform is a beautiful thing to happen to Nigeria. You know why? From the explanation, ab initio, it's going to be progressive tax. We are doing regressive before. So now it's the more you earn, the more you pay. What I'm actually watching out now is that I'm looking at our big men. The more you earn, the more you pay. Are they now going to find a way to dodge it? It is January. We are still looking at how it's going to play. That's one. Now, the thing that got people worried, you said poor people will pay less. But surprisingly, when you use any banking service like USSD, apart from the actual amount, they will also put 7.5 VAT. So cumulatively, you are collecting from the poor. I expect they should have, maybe if you are collecting anything from 1 million, that's when that should apply. So I'm waiting for the National Assembly to create an amendment on that area, because the anomaly we have at the beginning is that if you notice throughout the implementation and the process, it's only time we need that will come out to speak. Yes. Nobody else speaks about it among this committee. Do you notice?
Yes.
Now, at a particular time before the implementation, around January, I was at SCCI program and he was around. So after I said, somebody texted me how much they have deducted, especially this banking service. Before I could raise my hand, he said he's going. And I wonder. Had it been with other person, would have engaged them on this. So now,
so it looks like nobody has the adequate knowledge
exactly
on the whole thing.
It has now transferred to NRS now. I expect them to come out as well. Have you seen them talking to anybody?
Quiet,
It's quiet because they think Nigerians don't deserve explanation. So for me, that area have make it more regressive than progressive. So it's a serious issue. So most of us that run small businesses, we are still calculating and waiting to see how we are going to benefit. Because if you look at it critically, if you are having less than 100 million, there's some exclusion that you have to enjoy. So we are still looking at it with cautious optimism. Will it be a catalyst for development, or will it be a catalyst for more poverty?
I thought the whole thing was supposed to be a pay-as-you-go something. I thought we were already supposed to start seeing the effects in January after the
it's too early.
So at the end of the year,
it's too early. You know, some of us file our tax monthly. So then before you now see those things, it is at the end of the year. You now see it for business people, but for
how about personal income tax?
For personal salary earner, they start seeing how it is. Then, you know, they also are also expect to speak out, so that because it's not bad to have a reform, but reform should have human angle, whereby if there's any negative thing we notice, National Assembly has a responsibility to quickly swing in and amend where it's supposed to be.
Okay, let's talk about our agriculture. We are told that, you know, there's so much potential in our agriculture, but time and again we have seen that it has been affected by a lot, insecurity, you know, you name it. And this said, you know, great or supposed to be booming sector has been in total, maybe not total though, but there have been a backlog in our agricultural sector that is supposed to take over even the oil money. How do you see this playing out? Even do you foresee it getting better, or do you foresee it even getting worse?
All right, I recall 2023, July specifically, the president became president in May, right? By July, he declared state of emergency on food security. Having declared, he said each state is going to donate a particular level of lands. I forgot the figure now. And when he said it, I said, this president is not looking at things critically. Because how can you come on TV and say that, do you own any land? You are supposed to talk to the state. The state will talk to local government. Local government will talk to the landowners, and they will start having issue. We're supposed to have all-round farming, season farming through irrigation. And if you have it by now, we would have more surplus. But the thing people are not noticing is that, I can tell you now, fertilizer is as expensive like never before. So what is the major input in agriculture, if not fertilizer? That means the government is not looking at that area. It's supposed to be subsidized. You remember Akiwumi Ambode during Jonathan? The major thing he did is that fertilizer will get to the farmer directly, no any intermediaries. When that was Jonathan government, when Buhari came, Buhari made sure that there is anchor borrower, and life was easier for farmers. I can tell you, farmers are crying now. You know why? Government has open border. So most things that are supposed to be the one that will produce for Nigeria is being imported. That's why things are cheap, which is artificial. That means we are still coming back again to suffer. So I expect this government to empower farmers, make sure that they have surplus. When they have surplus, they produce surplus. When they produce surplus, it's become more cheaper. And you know, we say we are self-sufficient. During that period, you recall, Buhari make sure that at least rice, everybody eat local rice, and it was sufficient. But now is it the same thing? So this government must do more. Minister of Agriculture must do more to make sure that the fertilizer is coming down and they empower agriculture. If you look at it critically, agriculture was supposed to be like more, like I said, in GDP, but we have service sector relegating agriculture down. So until we prioritize agriculture as our mainstay of the economy. That's why I was talking about subnationals. What are the state government actually doing, you know, to make sure that they empower their. That's why I said I score governor of Niger. He bought what we call tractors, purchased a lot of things, and life is much more easier for people in Niger State.
Transparency in spending, the whole monies we have been borrowing, the fuel subsidy removal, and just name it. Corruption is something that is still eating deep Yes, we heard our president then say to us, oh, we're going to remove the subsidy. Just as you mentioned, we're going to remove subsidy, things are going to get better. But up till date, we have not even seen anyone come out to say, these are the returns from the fuel subsidy.
The return is going to the states.
It's going back.
To the states. And the states are not accounting for it.
So let's
Governor of Edo said, we have money.
They are not even hiding it.
He said there's a lot of money. So, but how does it translate to the betterment of the life of people? I expect to say, with this money, we have built more primary health care, we have give more roads. It should have been accounting for those, not that you come out and say there's more money.
How can the government even help? You just mentioned primary health care, which is one of the major, sectors in the economy. How can they help? Because people still go to spend money. Our primary health care facilities are they are in shambles at this moment. How can they even help to revive that sector?
Well, the fact remains that Ali Pate, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, has done well to an extent. You know why? We have never had budgets high on earth like this one. But the problem is that there must be a handshake between the federal government and the state government. Federal government cannot do everything, and that's why the allocation is. So I think we should also look at the state government again. And the local government. How well are they actually using those money to create a good health care? Another thing that I saw that Ali Pate should look at critically is the Minister of Health and Social Welfare. I was thinking by now, me and you, we have health insurance. Up to now, there's nothing like that.
Which has affected a lot of people.
Health is not cheap.
Health is not cheap. In fact, doctors are going on strike, nurses are going on strike almost every day, and they are jackpine from Nigeria. Yes. All right, let's come back to the financial sector now. Banks in Nigeria, for instance, they are regulated, all commercial banks regulated by the central bank. A lot of people have complained the way our banking system is being run, our financial system financial institution is being run in Nigeria. Do you see it as a blessing to Nigerians, or they are taking more from Nigerians? And of course, the regulatory body seems to throw it as away. I've seen people complain to me several times. Look at what this banking sector, this particular bank has done to me. Look at the deductions, look at the treatment and all of that. Are they adding to the economy, or it is just for themselves?
Well, most of us will say, if you want to get a CBN governor, don't get a CBN governor that is a former banker. Don't get a CBN governor that is former managing director. Because remember, Soludo was never a CBN governor, and it still stands out as one of the best.
He was never a banker.
He was never a banker. So it doesn't have paddy situations. So what happened is that if you look at the ongoing recapitalization of banks, I told somebody, no bank will not be able to recapitalize. He said, why? They are all having a lot of money because they actually benefit a lot from the economy, and they are not doing what they are supposed to do. One, if you look at the issue of dollar, who benefits more? They are the ones that benefit more. If you look at, have you seen any banks closing or what have you? It's quite very rare, except there's an administrative issue. Even remember the one that happened during Emefiele. It was traced down back that Emefiele and his people actually find a way to buy another bank that bought the bank. So the fact is that CBN must do more work. You know why? Most banks don't give loans to small businesses, or they rather go and invest their money in real estate and give loan to bigger, companies. And the essence is that's why most of us say that why not give a law that said banks, this percentage of money in your treasury, you must borrow it to people in agriculture. Give this to people in a mining sector. If you give them that kind of conditionality, that's when people can go. And we talked about collateral too. If I want to borrow 500,000, they will say, where is my land? There should be a way to design it whereby an NYC person can use his certificate to borrow. I can go to my chief in my community that I want to use you as the collateral because I want to borrow 250,000. So we must find a way to bring it down so that people Small businesses that is in 1 million, 2 million actually, but they don't borrow to those people. They look at the bigger people. So there must be a condition that will say these are the group of people, and this is the sector. We allocate 10 billion to this sector this year, and this is the sector you must give. This one, 10 billion. The agriculture. So until we start doing that, I think that's when people can actually benefit from banking.
Absolutely. Let's talk about public-private partnership. Do you think it's something that is working in Nigeria?
I think it's actually working. Depends on the mechanism. Remember, even Dangote Refinery is supposed to be public-private partnership. Am I not correct? Government had an investment in that, but at the point, I don't know, Dangote came out and said they only have 7%, not 20%. We don't know how many percentage we actually have. As an economist, even most time we believe government don't have reason to have assets fully. Why not have 40% and let private run 60%? Imagine our refinery that we spend $20 million. Dangote spend $19 million to have his own, and we spend $20 million to revive. Right. And Odulari came now, that is not fault. So imagine if we had, say, private come and take 60%. LNG, I think that's public-private partnership. Do you see how it's working out? So I think government should come in that direction where they will have limited interest in business and private will drive it.
A lot of people see that it's privatization that has killed our electricity sector, electric sector when it was sold out, dams being privatized and all of that.
I would agree less. The only thing is that the privatization was paddy too, in the sense that in the schools, they didn't bring investment. Distribution part of it, they didn't bring any investment. They will come and continue. Or have they invest in anything? In your area now, who buy the poles when pole fall? It's people that will contribute money.
Even transformers.
Your meter, who?
You buy it yourself.
Your transformer. And you know the funniest thing, they take over the ownership the day you install it. You know, so what did they actually bring? Now, the GenCos, they are doing fantastically well. Do you know they're generating power? But the transmission part of it is not privatized. Remember, it belongs to government. That's why every day you hear grid collapse. Do you think a private sector will allow grid to collapse? The more the grid collapses, the more it loses. But this is still government. It's the transmission company is still Nigeria owned.
And it's still being lost.
So I expect them to actually privatize that area too. So when you privatize everything totally, when the GenCos are in need of money, do you know what we are sharing now is less than 5,000 megawatts? But the GenCos are telling you that they can generate up to 10. Wow. So the other is actually there wasting. So until you have the power, then another thing that we must also unbundle this coast more. Why should we have only ADC managing 5 states? Why can't they manage one state?
One state.
When you manage one state, and that one manage another state, there will be maximization. There will be much more discipline. There will be much more, concentration. But they are managing how many states? That's another problem. But it has been unbundled. To be candid, each state can now generate, distribute, and also transmit. Have you seen any state coming together? I expect this regional government to actually come on to that. I expect 2 things from the regional government. They should come and say, let's come together to have our electricity in this region. Let's come together to have our rail system in this area. 2 things. If they can do that, there will be development.
All right. Incidentally, time is up. It has been a fruitful time with Dr. Aliu Ilyas. He's an economist and a development expert. Thank you very much for joining us on the conversation this morning, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everyone, this is the size of the conversation on Global Morning today. This is the far we will be able to go tomorrow. Join us again, same time, same station. And this is to let you know that the editorial headlines from the National Daily is that of the organization and the editor. Global Television has no editorial contribution to those headlines, neither the presenters. And the view of our guests is entirely theirs and not that of Global Television. Many thanks, everyone, for being part of Global Morning today. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Agbo.
And my name is Priscilla Obasi. This is me wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Bye.